All right, we're going to call order a special board meeting and possible executive sessions Thursday, March 20th. We're in the Board of Supervisors Executive Conference Room on Melody Lane. Pursuant to ARS 38431.028, public will have access to the meeting place 15 minutes prior to the start of the meeting. They can meet in person or online. Members of the Cochise County Board of Supervisors will attend in person or by phone. Pursuant to ARS 38431.03b, minutes and discussions in executive session shall be kept confidential. We'll begin with a roll call. District 1.
Crosby is here.
District 2.
Gomez is here.
District 3. Antonori is here. All supervisors are present and in person. Can I get a motion to go into executive session?
Mr. Chair, I move that pursuant to ARS 38431.03A, 3 and 4, the board go into executive session for discussion, direction, and possible action regarding the proposed settlement of the large tax appeal CDS 2 LP versus Cochise County TX 2023-000313, now pending in the Arizona Tax Court, a division of the Superior Court and of Maricopa County.
Get a second?
Second.
All right, all in favor, say aye.
Aye.
All right, at this time, we will enter an executive session. Before we do, hang on real quick. In the room, we have Mr. Casey, Ms. Gilman, myself, Ms. Gomez, Mr. Crosby, Mr. Linedecker. Who's this gentleman?
Mr. Dagnino.
One more time.
Dagnino?
Dagnino, okay. And of course, the clerk, Ms. Lowenheim. So we're now in executive session. Are we out? All right, we're out of executive session. It's now 9:26. Can I get a motion to approve the settlement for EX 2023-000313, the first one?
Mr. Chair, I move we approve assessor's recommendation to settle CDS case, which is item number 1, CDS 2 LP versus Cochise County TX 2023-000313.
Second.
All right, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. All those opposed?
Yeah.
Oh, you
Sorry.
said aye?
Yeah.
I didn't hear you. All right. All right, motion carries 3-0. Okay, great. Now can I get a motion to go back into executive session to address agenda items number 2 and number 3?
Mr. Chair, I move that we go into executive session pursuant to ARS 38431.03A, 3 and 4, for discussion and possible direction regarding the proposed settlement of the large tax appeal CDS 2 LP versus Cochise County TX 2024-000252, now pending in Arizona Tax Court, a division of the Superior Court and for Maricopa County, and for item number 3, discussion, direction, and possible action regarding the proposed settlement of the large tax appeal AEI National Income Property Fund, Roman numeral 8 LP versus Cochise County TX 2024 and 000425, now pending in Arizona Tax Court, a division of the Superior Court of and for Maricopa County.
Second.
All right, all those in favor of going to executive session, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. We are now back in executive session. Same people are attending this session. No change in the person. All right. We're out of executive session. The time is now 9:43. We're out, and I will ask Mr. Crosby to provide us a motion for number 2 and number 3.
Mr. Chair, I move that we approve the assessor's recommendation to settle CDS case number 2, CDS 2 LP versus Cochise County, TX 2024-000252.
All right, get a second?
Second.
All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. All right, the motion carries 3-0. Can I get number 3?
Number 3, Mr. Chair, I move that we approve the assessor's recommendation to settle AEI National Income Property Fund, Roman numeral 8 LP versus Cochise County, TX 2024-000425.
All those in, okay, second.
Second.
All right, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Motion carries 3-0. Okay, and with that, back to Mr. Linedecker to explain with Mr. Correa.
I'll give you a Reader's Digest version.
Sure.
Okay. Basically, of course, my office is responsible for valuing all property at market value. that's a big responsibility. So basically, most properties, we have two basic values for each property. We have the value for the land, and we value for any structures on that land. The land value we generate through actual sales data of what's selling. That's a full-time job. The second issue is the value of structures. We have a computerized costing program tied in with what is Marshall Swift / CoreLogic, which is a nationwide costing company firm. It's recognized by all private appraisal outfits. Everybody uses Marshall Swift, CoreLogic to establish actual replacement cost new values. So any structure that you have, this manual has construction cost numbers for every type of building structure you
Is it adjusted by location for cost?
Yes.
Yes, okay.
Yes. So we have a starting point from CoreLogic. They have location adjustments. They have regional adjustments, because obviously where you're located has a big impact on construction costs. If you were building a building here versus in Flagstaff, where you have to have permafrost protection, a lot more expensive in cold country. So regional adjustments for climate, and then location adjustments. On top of that, what we do is, if we will, for example, take a home, we will measure up and value up and classify that home based upon quality, size, and then we use this computerized costing mechanism from CoreLogic to establish a replacement cost new. Then we back out for age, for depreciation. Then what we do is we systematically have the county broke up into market areas and sub-market areas. So we will take, for example, I always use is in Sierra Vista, coming down Highway 92, you have the Country Club Estates on the west side, and then you have Sierra Vista Estates on the east side. Two entirely different market areas, but right close to each other, just on each side of the road. We have, like Sierra Vista broke up into about 20, 30 market areas, sub-market areas. So we take sales from each area and we adjust this cost value for this house based upon the sales of property in that immediate market area. So we have a cost value, it's depreciated for age, it's already been depreciated for being located in southeastern Arizona, and then we say, okay, our cost value for this structure, maybe it's a 2,400 square foot, what we would call a semi-custom home. We're coming up with X amount of dollar value for this home, replacement cost new, less depreciation. Then we compare that value to selling prices of that quality of type of home in that immediate market area, sub-market area. We adjust that value up or down then based upon actual market, so that we can have our statutory charge is to value property at market value. And we gather market data from every single parcel that sells that has an affidavit of value recorded. That comes through our office. We record all that data. We have all that sales data available to us. So we will take all the sales of homes in that sub-market area, look and see what the selling prices are, and we definitely adjust for quality of home. We're not going to compare a custom home to a low quality home. So we have all of those categories identified. So when we do our final adjustment to market value, we put a market factor on that cost value, depreciated cost value, to come up with our full cash value. That is something that is very consistent, very supportive, and realistic in our valuation methodology. We do commercial properties the same way. We're in the process now of getting our commercial properties revalued to a new costing system so we have better data. And of course, the old system went away and the new system we have to use. So that's one of our key projects this year, is to get the rest of our commercial properties converted over to this new system. We have a large project that I'm taking on this next year is revaluation of mobile homes, because mobile homes are systematically valued under market value right now by using the statutory valuation method that we use and most counties in the state use. it's based upon replacement, it's based upon the acquisition cost, the price of the mobile home depreciated for age, with no market adjustment. So to give you a comparison, 30-year-old double-wide mobile home sold for $50,000 30 years ago. It's valued at
Like 10 grand.
maybe 40% of that.
Mhm.
When in reality, the market value for that $50,000 home is probably $50,000 or more right now.
Right. Mhm.
So it's not experiencing that depreciation.
So when you go do that, and these people get an updated assessment, they're going to see a big bump in their
That's correct.
tax, and
It's
they're
gonna-
going to scream
it-
to the three of us.
Exactly. They're going to, and you send them to me because it's my
Okay.
responsibility.
All right.
However, most of these properties, anybody else that doesn't have a mobile home property is already valued at 85% of market value. Most of these properties are valued probably around 40% of market value. So there's a real fairness issue that we need to address here.
Okay.
The other issue is that the limited property value that's in play in statute allows for that limited property value, which is what we pay taxes on, to increase only 5% a year.
So you can only bump them up 5%.
Their limited values will take that statutory increase 5% a year, with a few exceptions. The exceptions are if they do something that adds value to that property more than 15%, then it goes to what the typical average is for that type of property. But for the most properties, it's a 5% increase, which is why this issue that we're in court now with the nut tree, the orchards, and the vineyards is so. I think we're going to win this case because it's very logically sound. Values for orchards were set by the Department of Revenue 40 years ago, and the Department of Revenue has not changed their values in that period of time. So we finally took the initiative because the department would not take any responsibility of it. And actually in their agricultural manual, they are saying the value should be $600 an acre for trees. Well, we know
Not the land,
just for the trees.
just the trees.
for the
Okay.
trees.
Yeah, that's a distinction there.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
And so when we go in and value, and we know that trees are worth, we use $12,000 an acre for trees, not $600 an acre.
Right.
And that's a conservative value.
Ah.
Okay. What the court said, what the judge said was there's no difference between a tree and a field crop. Well, the tree value is horrendous. To plant trees, that's a huge permanent investment. Those trees can live 50, 60 years.
It's not like you're cutting corn and replanting.
That's right. It's
Yeah.
not alfalfa. What the judge said was it's a tree, a 30-year-old pecan tree is no different than alfalfa, which does not pass the common sense test. Okay. And it never has, and the Department of Revenue Ag Manual has always explained that there's field crops, there's orchards, there's vineyards, there's different types of crops. And the legislature has different statutes for this different types of properties. Well, this judge says, well, it's no difference. So I think we're in a very strong winning situation to get this changed to support our position. But these are the common sense type of things that we have to fight for. It just makes sense, And yeah, if those taxpayers with trees, they're basically all corporations. They're big our farming in this county has shifted so much in the last 30
From the
years.
family farm to the corporate farm.
Exactly. To the point where, if you're familiar, Wilcox has always had an ag day. Every February, they have an ag day that they bring in ag industry people for the local farmers and ranchers to learn more and see what the new products are. This year, they actually canceled ag day. Last year, ag
Because
day,
nobody showed.
no one shows up.
Yeah.
Because, and they said in their explanation, because there are no more family farm operations. The dairy has pretty much bought out. There's only about 2 or 3 family farm operations left in the Elfrida Valley area and Wilcox area because the dairy is basically,
And there used to be so many.
yes.
5 minutes.
We
Okay.
got 5 minutes. Okay, that's it.
But
We're good. I appreciate
That's
that.
a Reader's Digest version of
Yeah.
that.
Thank you.
I also have available, if the board is interested, I put together for the previous board a summary of what has happened in Arizona from the property tax standpoint over the last 40 years.
Yeah.
And if the board would be willing, I'm willing to give that presentation
Sure.
whenever you'd be available.
Do you include these off-grid guys in that assess stuff too? These guys that build all these
The opt-out
monkey
community?
straw bale houses, tire
Sure.
houses? Do you put you assess them?
Sure.
And
I'd love to see how you figure that out.
and that's going to be really interesting for me because they've been coming to me a
Yeah.
lot, and they want to do Proclamation Month, June and stuff. But I'd like to. I mean, I understand. Cochise County is kind of like a big. People are moving who believe in that
Yeah.
opt-out community
Oh,
a
especially
lot.
where we're at, and I got
Yeah.
so many of them out by me.
Yeah.
So it's just
And it's a challenge from our standpoint.
Yeah, that's what I'm-
A lot of these porta sheds out here where people have been living in these porta sheds or
Is that
annex.
There's like a truck, and then there's like a little shed, and you can see the front end and the end of the truck, and in the middle is like a house over it.
Yeah.
So how do you yeah?
It's
So
a challenge from the appraisal.
All right, we'll get back with you on that.
Okay.
We got to wrap it up here.
You bet.
I'm sorry, Nick. Okay, the next meeting will be a work session meeting in the conference room, hearing room rather. It will be immediately following this at 10 o'clock. We are adjourned.